Do you guys think that you were born sinful?
No.
Psalm 51:5. Surely I was sinful at birth, sinful from the time my mother conceived me.
Olivia.
To not lie to your parents. A sin is like you lie or you do something bad.
God placed man in the garden and gave man the opportunity to obey and lead the human race into eternal blessing. Sin was introduced to Eve through a serpent. The fact that the serpent could tempt Eve suggests that evil was present. Although it was a serpent speaking, it was Satan who engineered the temptation. Eve submitted to the temptation along with Adam, thus constituting as the first sinners.
Have you girls ever done something bad?
No. Oh, a little.
A little?
A little.
One time I accidentally knocked into my brother. That was just an accident. I didn't mean to.
Sydney.
Satan. Satan got us to do bad things. When Adam and Eve, Jesus or God told him to not eat the apple, and Satan came along and said eat the apple, and Adam ate the apple. Maybe when the girl was walking to the apple tree, maybe the snake told her. Satan, every day he does bad stuff in our lives.
Yeah. Do you think every day Satan tells us to do bad things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
Yeah, that's right. So Satan doesn't have any power over us, right? Only Jesus, right?
Sin existed in Satan and his demons before the disobedience of Adam and Eve, and then it entered the world of humans through their decisions. In Genesis, God told Adam, "Of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat." So when Adam and Eve ate from the tree, they directly contradicted God's command. Neither God nor Satan forced them to eat from the tree. They did so willingly, and so willingly sinned against God.
So is Judah sinful?
Yeah. He's always sinful.
Okay, so when did he become sinful?
When he was it's my brother.
When he was one?
Yeah. He sinned when he needed to change.
So that was like day one, right? So he was sinful when he was born, right? But I don't think we need to go to Jesus.
Therefore, just as sin entered the world through one man, and death through sin, and in this way death came to all men, because all sinned.
One time, I was 3 years old, and my mom, she was changing me, and she forgot a diaper in the room before, and she told me specifically, "Don't make a mess while I'm gone." And I kind of had a reputation at that point of making like huge messes, like with anything, like applesauce or that kind of thing. So of course, as soon as she left, I grabbed the baby powder and I just threw it all over the room. I had the time of my life, basically. And when she came back, she was not happy.
Genesis 8:21a. And when the Lord said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth."
Okay, so when I was little, probably the one word my mom would use to describe me is stubborn. So when I was about 3 years old, I had swimming lessons like usual. So me and my mom and my brother John, we went to the swimming pool and we were just hanging out. And the instructor came and he was like, "All right, everybody in the pool." So my brother first in, everybody else followed him. I just kind of walked up to the side and I stood there and I was about to jump in. And then over my shoulder I heard my mom yell, "Come on Dave, let's go, get in the pool." And being my stubborn little self, I backed up from the pool and decided not to swim that day just because my mom told me I had to get in. So I just backed up and I didn't swim that day.
In Ephesians 1:11, the Bible says that God works all things according to the counsel of his will. Sin did not surprise God when it came into the world, nor did it overpower him. Instead, God decided that he would allow moral creatures to willingly and voluntarily choose to sin.
I'm not perfect, and I can never be perfect. I've dealt with sexual immortality. I've dealt with lying. I've had problems with drinking in the past, and it's just, it hasn't been easy. And what I realize now is that I would ask these questions and I would seek out the answers, and that only brought me closer to God.
It was Halloween of 2010. I was going to church. I was dreading church as usual. It was so boring all the time. And I was sitting there with my mom, just doodling, drawing, whatever, as I always did, because I would never listen, because I was too cool to actually listen. And then so I decided, the sermon was closing, so I just decided, alright, I'll just listen for once, just to see if this actually means anything to me. So I look up, and it happened to be the baptisms day, and it was just kind of a spontaneous baptism day. And the next words I heard, I will never forget. Pastor James said, if you are sitting there in your seat, and your heart is pounding out of your chest, it's God telling you it's your time to go and get baptized and give your life to the Lord. So I looked down at my chest, hardest heartbeat I've ever had in my life, and I looked up at my mom, and I was like, she asked me, am I going up there? And I said, heck yeah, I am. And I just bolted up there, and I was in line getting ready to get baptized.
I was born a sinner, but now I've been born again.
I was born a sinner, but now I've been born again.
So, are all humans born sinful?
Yes.
Ephesians 1:7. In him we have redemption, through his blood, the forgiveness of our trespasses, according to the riches of his grace.